Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday night, the 20th of September, for episode 102 of So What's Been Happening. We've finally turned the curve of number 100. But as we know, some may not know that I saved number show 100 for something special that we're kind of planning in behind the scene, and we're going to try and slot that into the mix over at some time. So stay tuned for that one. But show number 102, featuring one of our special friends on the show. It's become a friend of mine, luckily enough. I've had to meet this guy, Joe Gow, a little while ago now. It was many shows ago. I should know what show number it was now, but it was quite some time ago, very much in the early days. We reached out to Matt during the lockdown phases, and we kind of connected through that, and discovered his music a bit before that, but we got to have a chat many a time and see many a gig between him and Kerryn Fields. There's a special connection there, so we look forward to having a little chat about that shortly as well. And an exciting time for Matt with new releases, and this release in particular is a little bit of a special one with a little kind of remix and a replay, effectively. Or a revisit of an old track, or not so old really. It's off his latest album, actually. So to be able to re-release that now as an EP with a special little take on it is kind of a really cool thing. So we thought we'd try to touch base. It was good to catch Matt in a period where it's kind of slightly in between shows, just for a little quiet Wednesday night, for a quick chat, probably a little 10, probably even 15-minute chat, just about what's happening in his life. I thought we'd reconnect. It's been too long. So we're going to bring up a good friend of ours now on the show, Joe Gow. Welcome back, Matt.
Kia ora, Aaron. How you doing, my friend?
I'm very good on a little wet Wednesday night in Melbourne. A little different.
It got cold, huh? All of a sudden. Wow, I like the backdrop that you've got there with wow. You went to town here.
Absolutely. Got to do something special for my man. It's just on that image. It's a great little image that I think really represents kind of where you're at right now, Matt. Flying a bit like an eagle right now.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. Like you just mentioned in the intro there, we started chatting, I'm guessing sometime during COVID in terms of these online things, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember sometimes it would be like that would be all I had on in my day. Like it'd be just, okay, I've got 8 o'clock or whatever time. I got that live stream. That's what I'm looking forward to. And there was nothing else. So I thank you for that. And we obviously formed a bond over that. And then, you've been supportive to come to a lot of my shows, and we build a friendship about that. But it's always nice to chat here, and it kind of reminds me of one of the glimmer of light in those dark times. These chats.
So appreciate that. It was a great time to connect, and while we didn't kind of know too much about obviously each other, we got to know a little bit about life and music, and how the whole world of disruptive music really kind of happened at the time, and it was a tough time for so many people, but it's great to see so many people get their wings again now. And I think that's still a bit of a tough time for a lot of people, let's face it, but what we're finding now is that there's a little bit more confidence now in the market. From a point of view, festivals are kind of up and kicking again, but it's still there's a lot of new music out there, which is fantastic. But still got to get it out there.
Sorry, go on.
You're right. No, good.
I was going to say we played that show on Sunday. It was that Graham Parsons show, and I don't know if I've ever seen as many people in that room. Absolutely slammed. And I was like, oh, right, okay, we've moved a step. I don't want to say we've moved back to where we were, because that's definitely not the case, but we've moved on at least, and that was a really nice indicator, and a wonderful time. I mean, I've been lucky touring on my own this month and touring with Kerryn before that, and we've had some great shows actually. So yeah, it's been really good to get back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just realised that eagle that I'm talking about is actually on the album, on that cover. That's actually the T-shirt you were wearing at the
That's
time.
right. Yeah.
Pretty sure. So it's time to bring it back, Matt, for a special release.
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting thing, my brother. That first album that T-shirt's from, that on the cover, the Messenger album, that'll be the 15-year anniversary next year. So it will be it will release a deluxe edition, and we might do a show where we play just mainly that record and I don't know, reminisce of the stuff that we've covered in that amount of time since the debut. God, I can't believe it's been that much time. But it's wonderful, like you said, flying, and some of that is trauma based from being locked down. So I just take all the work I can and all the shows I can and all the festivals I can, and some of it's just hard work and the opportunities that have arisen from working with wonderful artists like Kerryn or recently Delaney, or going and exposing ourselves to different shows and festivals like in New Zealand, and opens up different opportunities, and then embracing those and trying to take on board everything we can and connect with as many people as we can.
Yeah, how let's talk about New Zealand for a little bit. That last tour you've just been on, pretty emotional one going back home. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's some solo parts in that as well, but also obviously the connection with Kerryn there
Well,
too.
I released the record Between Tonight and Tomorrow, so I toured that in like March, April, solo with the band, and then I went back to New Zealand late April. I played a festival, and then I met up with Kerryn, and her and I toured. She and I toured through New Zealand for like 20 shows, maybe more actually, all over New Zealand, and many of them were sold out and successful, which was really wonderful to have that in our home country. And that culminated with a show at Tussock Country Music Festival, where we were nominated for 3 awards, and I managed to win the MLT Songwriting Award for a song called Whirlwind, which will be on our next record. And then we came back here on the Your Heart of Gold tour, and we finished up here, and I saw you at the show at George Lane, I believe it was. And we continued on for another, 8 shows or something here, and they were lovely. And then as soon as that finished, the day after that, I started touring this EP, Closer to Tomorrow, and that'll finish up tomorrow night with an online event, which is filmed in studio, directed by Lucas Packett. He's a friend of mine and a wonderful photographer, filmographer now too. And that'll be live streamed tomorrow, 8 p.m. as a sort of opportunity for people overseas to see what we do and get an insight into our studio and our process. And the trio recorded professionally, and Kerryn actually shot some of that too. So it all ties in, my brother. It all ties in.
How just on that, let's touch on that online, given that it's so prevalent now that it's ready to go for tomorrow night. Just give us kind of the thought process, or did it really just happen because you were filming other stuff and you thought, geez, we've got some great content here? How did the idea come
No, it's
about?
the opposite of that. We purposely went into the studio and recorded a whole live set and professionally mixed it and mastered it, and had 5 cameras shoot it. And it's got nothing to do with COVID live streaming stuff. This is all much higher quality than I've ever had. It's
awesome.
like back in the day when people used to bring out live DVDs. It'd be like that. So it's wonderful. In fact, the quality was I was shocked. I was just shocked. I was like, holy shit, this looks good. So all these cameras. Lucas is amazing. Kerryn did amazing. The guys play amazing. We've obviously been touring the record, so it was lovely for me to listen back and see the other, Andy and Katya, and be like, wow, these guys are brilliant. I'm not just hearing them through a monitor. I was watching them on this. So that'll be tomorrow. I'll be typing and chatting with people. And it was just an idea. It was Kerryn's idea initially, because I did this tour for this Closer to Tomorrow EP. and that's a reprise of Between Tonight and Tomorrow, which was a response to people wanting an acoustic version. So I went and recorded it. I released it. Ends up being one of my most popular songs. Strangely, like just immediately, which I was shocked because it's 4.5 minutes and it's an acoustic introspective song, but maybe I don't know why. I guess it got playlisted and it was very popular for me. And so then I toured, and I think it was Kerryn's idea. She said, you're just touring here in Australia. Why don't you do a live stream? And I was kind of against it, like, isn't just everybody live streams all the time? We're doing it right now. And she was like, no, different, like a professional filmed thing that your fans can watch and you can talk to them. And then it'll go down in 10 days and that'll be it. So it's like an event for people in France or New Zealand or America. So that's the concept anyways. But we'll see how it goes. 10 days, it'll be up, the link for people. And maybe down the road, I'll put it on iTunes for people to download it because the DVDs don't exist much anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just about doing creative things. That's really the idea. As like it was an opportunity to be creative. We had Kerryn's idea. The guys were there. The studio's there. Lucas was there. We filmed it and we sort of it's like an epilogue to the record. It's like, here you go. This is us live. This is how the record sits with us in this acoustic form.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to see it tomorrow night. And anyone that needs to see that, find that link, get on Matt's website, find the link, and that's where you can book a ticket, and then you're basically ready to go online. So, Matt,
just between you and me, brother, for people that do get a ticket, eventually one day when I upload that to iTunes and stuff, I'll give people the video for free. They'll be able to get it. They won't have to buy it again. So one day it might be available to everyone, but for now it's to download. But for now it's just for those who grab tickets and
Sure. Yeah. And you're kind enough to share a little snippet with me that I had a look at from the inside. So I can tell everyone that it's really a really cool moment, effectively, to get that feeling that you're in as part of the recording while it's really kind of happened.
And I mean, on the day, it's just a live show, like that. We didn't do any songs twice. We just played the thing through, and it was it's like seeing a live set of ours if the sound was goddamn perfect.
Sound, lighting, and it's got a great little feel to it. So congratulations to everyone that's kind of been involved in that before it's even released. I can't wait to see it tomorrow night, Matt, and I'm sure there'll be some great reviews on it in for the future. And one of those things that it's been able to capture a moment in time as well for you and be able to
and I think we might release one song from it so that the general public can sort of see what people got to see at the show, maybe one single, and then those who had a ticket will go, oh yeah, that was from the show, how cool is that? So we might do that. Again, it's just an opportunity to be creative, have some fun. No one's making massive amounts of money on it. It's just a fun thing to do that I figured people who like my music will like, and myself and the band enjoyed it, and that was about it.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, we're going to touch on the new single and this reprise that you've done with Between Tonight and Tomorrow. I just want to play a little snippet of that clip, and then we're going to kind of talk through it.
Sure.
Here we are, Between Tonight and Tomorrow.
Sometimes I hear the phone at night without an answer. Maybe it was you. Sometimes I go out at night if I know where I'm going. Maybe I find you. It hits you between a night and tomorrow. We'll try and hold on in the in-between.
Yeah, there's some absolute magic within that, Matt. And I really want to just touch on what a beautiful moment that it actually is as an acoustic song. I kind of still half brings me to tears just to talk through that. To be, obviously having a bit of a connection with you now is not the reason. It's honestly a beautiful song, man. So I'm not really sure. I'm not surprised that it's had such a big reaction for you as one of your best songs. That whole album is pretty dynamic for me and dynamic for a lot of people that I've kind of referred it to. So, thanks for being so raw kind of with that and putting it out. It's a special album for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Aaron. Yeah, the song, I mean, it's sort of twofold to why we did this EP, or threefold even. One was the song, we were playing it in that format because I toured the Between Tonight and Tomorrow record solo or trio a fair bit. And so we'd strip it back to acoustic, and some people would say, where can I, it sounds different to the record. Where can I get it like that? And I would say, oh, well, you can't. That's just me doing it solo. And they would ask, and I was like, oh, yeah, people actually kind of want that. So that resonated with me. Then there was the fact that I'd played that song. I think it was the last song I ever played to my mother, or at least the last song that I debuted to her. And I played it like that. And it just seemed right to do it like that and dedicate it to her. So we just we went to the studio one day and we just did it. I think it was a take or two takes. And it was just like that. It was sung live and played live. So that we could just sort of capture it and all the sounds and the creaking sounds and everything. It was all very raw. And then the video, what happened was we had that footage and the camera broke. The Super 8 camera broke. So because it broke, we had to film another video to Between Tonight and Tomorrow, which was the video that came out, ended up being one shot. Kerryn shot it of me and George Lane. And I had this Super 8mm footage lying around, and we thought, well, should we use it for this? And Kerryn said, why don't you give it a try? And I thought we didn't have enough footage. And so she edited that video together from that footage that we had lying around of Katya and I, where the camera broke. And so that's all. People ask me, like, what are the effects you use? It's like, that's just film. There's no effects. Like, that's literally just film, burn, and I think the video really suits the song and the style, and it just all came together. And I think so. Overall, I think it helps for it to connect with people who've seen it.
Yeah, isn't it funny that how the magic of that clip can tie so well into that song, and by something that was kind of almost left on the floor has been picked up and become such a beautiful moment now,
Yeah, that was never going to be a video to it.
Yeah,
I thought, all right, camera broke, that's it. So, but Kerryn was like, let me see what I can put together. Like to make people understand, there was 2 minutes of footage, Aaron, for a 4.5 minute video. 2 minutes total.
Yeah.
So how do you make a 4-minute video out of 2 minutes? You slow-mo the shit out of it. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So we just slow-mode everything, and that it worked. It looks good, and film is cool. It's hard to mess it up.
Yeah. So, shout out to the other person at the bottom of this T-shirt, which you probably can't see.
Yeah,
the amazing Kerryn Fields, who you've got an incredible connection with. But Kerryn's such a multi-talent. Talents that I didn't know about, but it's she's got so many strings to her bow, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, the video's cool. I like it. I mean, it's a lot for me. I don't really watch it, but or listen. But like if I hear it, I'll be like, oh, that sounds great. I just it's sort of a moment, and if people enjoy it, that's great. That's
Yep.
great. Yeah.
All right. So just here the album cover for that particular song, or the single cover. That's a beautiful shot of you and Cardia down the lane. Was that taken as a still, or was that just snapped from the footage?
I can't remember if that's a still, or if that's a still from the Super 8 footage, which is film, or if that's a Polaroid.
Yep.
I think it might be from the film. But what happened was Roberto, who was shooting, our director, he was shooting Polaroids as well on the day, all about film. So it's like a Polaroid camera and a film camera. So in the video, you'll see me sort of holding a couple of Polaroids of Cartier, which was sort of the concept. But I think that one there was from the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Let's Closer to Tomorrow, from the Closer to Tomorrow EP. Let's just quickly touch on that too, Matt.
Well, I have a bit of time because I was meant to go to a Zoom songwriting chat, but I moved that back. So don't worry, we're not in a massive rush.
Cool. All right. Well, let's chat through it a little bit more. Thanks for being so kind with your time. Hopefully it hasn't cost someone else their time, but appreciate it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, the Closer Tomorrow EP. Firstly, the cover. What a beautiful shot. Those little packets of red there.
I know, how cool.
What a great spot. Where was that shot, Matt?
So a couple of things. That wasn't meant to be the cover.
Yeah.
Because the cover was meant to be a blurry image that I'd shot on Polaroid, being all artistic and stuff. But then Apple and Spotify were like, no, you can't put a completely blurry cover of yourself. No one can tell what it is. And I'm like, what the hell? Really? Can't I just do what I want? And they're like, no. So I'm like, man, whatever. So I'd done this photo shoot with my friend Lucas, who has shot this new video of us tomorrow night for the live stream. So Lucas is a brilliant photographer. That's what he is first and foremost. That's how we met. But he does many things. So he shot me there at the Botanics. And we just strolled and took that shot, and he's got a great eye, and it worked. So I thought, okay, I'll just use that for the cover. And it ended up looking pretty cool, I guess. I didn't really want to be on the cover. I get a bit tired of being on the covers of my albums. I thought I'll do it with Between Tonight and Tomorrow. It's very personal, and then I'm like, I'm done. So, but I had to get a cover quickly, and Lucas had that beautiful shot, so it worked out really well, and I'm happy with it now. Yeah,
and obviously that turns into a bit of poster art.
It does. And it ties into, because anyone who has Between Tonight and Tomorrow, if you open that up, there's like all these flowers on the inside of the album. So it kind of ties in that sense as well. That sort of beauty amongst the darkness there.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to touch on that George Lane and a couple of these other shows that you've had recently, obviously supporting Delaney Davidson. Just tell us a little bit about that show. Delaney, what a talent. Sadly, I couldn't make that show, but I heard some great things.
Yeah, Delaney's he's fantastic. He's a one-off. He obviously has the acclaim and the awards, writing for Willie Nelson, writing with Marlon, writing with Tammy. But when you see him, you kind of get it. He's just he's like he's sort of like someone you would see maybe perhaps looks unassuming, and then when he gets on stage, he's 20 feet tall. It's amazing. Yeah,
a real presence.
Quite a real artist and a lovely guy. So we were in the studio last week. Here's an example. I sent him, his manager sort of put us together and was like, you guys should play some shows. Maybe because, mutual. We'd met at the New Zealand Country Music Awards.
Yep.
So she was like, you should put some shows together. And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. And then she said, why don't you get in the studio together? And I thought, okay, well, maybe, but I don't know. I'll see what Delaney, you can't really, who knows with that stuff.
Sure.
But then the date was coming up and I said, Delaney, do you want to do September 11 or 12 or something? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. And I go, okay, cool. And I sent him, I better come up with something. So I just had an idea and I fired it off to him. I go, here's an idea I had. I left the lyrics off it. I said, do you want to come up with something? And I swear it was like 5 minutes later, he'd sent me the song back with 2 separate layered harmonizing vocal parts, affected, and a harmonica part, and like a hook line, and a recommendation for a chorus. Wow. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Oh, this guy's serious. So then I sent him back an idea for the chorus, and then he altered it, and then I altered it, and then there we were, and we're like, that'll do till we get in there. And then on the day we went in there, and again, my buddy Kerryn helped out. She was there. She was zipping around, playing, checking mics while she allowed me and Delaney to just sit there and write. So, which shows what a cool friend she is. You know, she doesn't have to be the center of attention. She can just be your sound person, right? Mm-hmm. So she can play all those roles. So she helped out a lot. Andy was at the desk. And then me and Delaney just set the mics up and we just tracked drums and guitars and sang. And that was it. So what a fun day. And that was after our tour together, our shows up north and here, which I mentioned. He was awesome. So, yeah, had a lot of fun. Again, another example of getting out there, touring, meeting people, and having these connections.
Yeah, well, fair play to his manager putting you 2 guys together.
Interestingly, I'm meeting her on Friday. We're hanging out. She's over here, so we're catching up with her. She's got a lot of insight into everything, right? You know, so she's been around for a while, so we're catching up with her and have a chat with her on Friday. But yeah, the song with Delaney, who knows when that'll come out? Who knows if it'll be on my album 5 or it'll be I don't know, but it came out nice. It came out really nice. So it'll see the light of day one day. Yeah,
awesome to hear, and shout out to Andy Pollock, who's a lot more than just your guitarist and vocalist as well. He's the man right now, and he's put together an incredible little studio with serious coin being put down to back some magic moments that are going to happen in there. And you sound like you're very much part of one of those initial early ones.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great space, and we've already recorded a bunch of artists in there, and Kerryn and I go in there to do the album early November.
Beautiful.
So that'll be us kicking off the album. We've done 2 songs, obviously. We've got our next single coming out October 6th, and that is our whole tour. So you can get all that stuff on the websites, and you'll see all our shows. Our next one is October 6th, Music on the Hill. We launch our single, Love You Like I Can.
Brilliant. And for all the info you're looking for with Matt, then there's a crossover with Kerryn and stuff as well. But Matt Joe Gow Music is what you're looking for.com. That's the spot to be. And just touching on, we'll probably finish with this, mate. This special connection you've got with a fellow Kiwi artist who's very much both Melbourneites now, but very much hometown Kiwis as well. Can I just play a little bit of that clip? Or this clip, because this just sums up the fun that you guys have together and that magic connection. The second you guys were on stage, this was a match made in heaven, really. So here it is, just a little bit of Your Heart of Gold.
I know a place where the sun shines like a diamond, glistens across the horizon, like the way your eyes reach into mine, chasing the light. I just wanna go there with your heart of gold. We can take the back streets, tell me where to go. We can turn the radio on to play a song. Play it all night long, play it all night long. da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Yeah, it's a special connection. You guys have definitely got, Matt. It comes across really in that video, and there's so much more. It's so catchy, that song. So I'm not sure what the feedback's been to it, but you just
been great, yeah.
Tuning away with the chorus out there.
Yeah, we thought that would be a good first one to go. Like I don't think that's necessarily the best song on the record, but it captures the spirit of us, of our friendship. It's light. It's fun, it's catchy, melodic, and I thought it'd be a good first step, and people seem to have really embraced it and enjoyed it. I think it surprises some people that we only have one single out because, we've got, I don't know, 5-6 festivals booked, and I'd never expected that. I mean, I know that we have our solo stuff, but and have built names on that, but still, like, as a collective, I didn't expect it to take off as quickly as it has off one song, and the potential, I guess, that's ahead. And people have seen our live shows and got talking. I don't know if you saw how many people at our Tinsel Ballroom show, which was the last show of that tour, but it was out of control. It was just packed. We had so many people packed in that space. So, hopefully we can keep that energy going for the next tour, which will be our last tour. We're not going to tour every single single. We're going to bring out a few singles before the record, and then we'll tour the record. But this tour, I think people, come on down. There's a lot of shows, and you'll still be able to see us do some of our own stuff, as well as the stuff that we have together for the upcoming record.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of the magic that you guys have got, is you get to play a little bit of your own, and then you come together. And I think, to be fair, you two are artists. That's what that special connection is for me. It's not about just getting two artists and putting together a duo and right, this is how we're rolling for the next album. There's something special with a little bit of Matt, a little bit of Kerryn, and then there's Matt and Kerryn, and that you play off each other a little bit more. And I actually think you raise the bar a little bit more even on each other. Yeah, just interested in your thoughts on that. What you think?
Yeah, definitely. Not just on stage, but as artists in general. Speaking for myself, I'm definitely a better guitarist than I was before I started working with Kerryn, because I play a lot of lead guitar on this stuff and have to think about different voicings to do different things, solos, intros, different stuff. So I'm definitely a better guitarist. Kerryn has said herself that she feels a better vocalist in terms of backing vocals. She'd never really done that before to that extent, nor had I. So I guess we lift each other up as artists across the board, not just on stage, which is also something new to have that. And it's really, really fun, because I've always had to take lead the ship, and the pressure's on you and the spotlight's on you, and that's not a complaint. That's just the role you play.
Sure.
Your bass player is generally, he's like, well, mate, if the gig's going downhill, it's going to be you who's going to be trying to salvage it, because I'm just here to play bass, right? And that's their job. But with Kerryn and I, we both are working together to create this environment. And I can sit back and watch her do her thing, and vice versa. So that's really, really rewarding, and is a new experience for both of us.
Yeah. Well, as you said, it's not necessarily forever. It's just a moment in time right now that you're capturing between you two guys as artists. And I thank you for being able to do that and sharing that with us.
Yeah, and that's a great way to put it too, because it may not be forever. I don't know. Like, we're great friends. I think we'll always be friends, but we have a musical connection. I'd like to think we have more records in us, but I don't really think like that. I just and we're going to get this record done. We're going to play the hell out of it. We're going to have fun. And then probably going to focus on Kerryn's record, to be honest, you know, and I might take some time to chill for a minute. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
To be nice. Maybe I'll take a holiday. You know.
Yeah, or you might find a couple of, you know, not necessarily young artists, but in this case, possibly young artists that, you know, you could impart some bit of knowledge to and mentor almost. I love that. I'm producing a few artists. Yeah. So it's really interesting to work with them, maybe in a mentor role, as you say, and then switch immediately and work with Delaney, who's been doing it for decades. I don't know how many records he has. It'd be over 10. Yeah. And then, you know, work with Kerryn, who's a contemporary. So to try have all these different artists at different stages of their career, it's the best. Yeah. Yeah. It keeps you fresh and keeps you loving the reason of why you got into this industry. And everyone, like I'm sure at times in your life you've questioned, is this for me right now, or am I going to go and do another job like everyone told me? For sure. It gets hard. I'm thankful that we do this full time, you know, in terms of a musician or producer, and that's it. I don't clock into an office job. I'm thankful every day, but that doesn't mean it's not hard, right? Yeah, for sure. But, definitely grateful. Yeah, it's look, I thank you, mate, for every time you get to turn that microphone on and grab a guitar and you know, do your magic for us. So many people, I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of people here that have seen you around the country and the world, mate. And the more you're on flights, the more special it is that I know you're going to touch more people in other parts of the world. So keep it up, mate. I really appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us, Matt. It's been an absolute bonus that we've probably got double the time we allocated, but which is typical of this show. We kind of jump on and have a chat, and all of a sudden 30, 40 minutes kind of roll by. So it's been great to catch up with you, Matt, and look forward to seeing you out at the next gig. Tomorrow night, most importantly, is the online streaming show that Matt's put together with a crew. This is a special one, so please log on to Matt's website, joegowmusic.com, and check it out and get a link, buy a ticket, check it out online. It's a special one. It'll make up for all the times you haven't been able to get to a gig, trust me. And then get out and see Matt. Look out for Matt and Kerryn, because there's a heap of gigs out there coming in the next couple of months. So thanks again, Matt. This is episode 102. Let's get you on before the next 100. I'll definitely down on a few dates for sure. Look forward to seeing you out there. All right, brother. See ya. See you soon, Matt. Wow, what a special guy, Matt Joe Gow. It's fantastic to have him with us and join us on this journey. And it's always special to have a chat to Matt. And we will get Kerryn Fields on a little bit later, maybe in a month or so's time when the tour's up and rolling. We'll try and get them as part of the tour to chat about the Your Heart of Gold tour that they're going to be running. So that's it for now. That's it for tonight. We're having a chat tomorrow night as well. We're going to switch music codes and just have a quick chat about the finals for footy, given that the Demons sadly went out in straight sets, sadly, as Purdue Port. So we're going to have a chat about that and look forward to the next few episodes. We're starting to get a bit of a lineup and a list. So the probably next 8 to 10 shows are pretty much booked. So we are ramping this up a little bit more. We kind of were going to ramp it down, but we're going the other way, which is great because people want to be on and want to have a chat. So while we do that, we're going to continue to do that. So look forward to seeing you soon. Check out a gig soon, and over and out. Have a good day.